I've been so far away in this beautiful blur. My mind was led astray by the silence that occurred in the slumber of a child, blinded by the blues. I might just stay a while, it's what I need to do. Believe I'm sent here to roam.
I just had to get a shot of this. This is so cool. It's hard to even see a bit in the camera, but this is cool.
Whole lot of down. Yeah.
Is Ridge Lake, so it's gonna be really close.
No, miles, man. That's
cool. Hey, our first day of hiking's almost over. All right, day one was perfect. We got off at 10:45. I remember the first leg of our journey. We took off, and after about 100 yards, we got down to a parking lot. We almost just called it a day. We thought, no, let's charge on. Then we got on the trail.
the real one.
Mostly. It was 7.1 miles. Probably the highlight for me, Kendall Catwalk.
Yeah, Kendall Catwalk.
It was like 6 inches each side of the trail. It was actually blown up. It was blown out by dynamite in the 50s or 60s to actually, and they actually were actually kind of rappelling from the rock to actually insert the charges, and it's completely dynamite created. And then we came down to where we are now, which is Ridge
Lake.
So.
Yeah.
So, real quickly, could you talk to us about the bear bagging? How'd that go?
That was, you know, the first day is always rough, you know, trying to get back in the swing of things.
Remember everything.
You know, it only took me 3 attempts at my hammock because I continually I do it wrong every time the first day, every time. So, yeah, the bear bag thing kind of went the same way. It was 3 tries and you're good.
And if anyone gets to those bear bags, if a bear gets to those bear bags, that bear deserves it, because that is a professional bear bag hanging at the end of the day. Sure, it took about 3 hours to do it, but man, that looks good. Tomorrow, we have our longest leg of our whole trip. And ready to go. What are we doing tomorrow? 13.7 miles?
13.7 miles.
13.7 miles tomorrow.
So, all right, fellas, we'll call this a wrap and start day 2 tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Long ways down. Long ways down. It's a beautiful lake. Sweet. I just want to bend down that low.
Right, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gigantic
Protein.
Yeah.
Protein. Oh, it's gonna. I should say.
This is what we just came across. Is this whole new
You can see a trail.
valley down there. Because we just came up this whole valley out here.
Turn around.
And from back there. Out there. Yeah. So from there, the rest of the 360, now we're headed down there, and then all the way out there. See you down the road.
About 3 hours into, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours into day 2. It's kind of cool. You can kind of see our trail. It follows that ridgeline all the way down. Somewhere around in there. Then, you look back, that's where we came from. And then around Joe Lake. All right, signing off. Whew. Well, what do you think so far, Scott? Captain?
Church is in sight.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, and the clouds are rolling in, and a little bit of wind down there, but as long as we keep moving, we're good. Yep. Damn it, more fucking rocks. Well, we're off the ridge tops. It looks like we're heading down to some meadows, about 6 miles out. It's kind of cool. Kind of nice to be off the rocks. That was definitely a theme today. Cool. Looking good.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
How to be in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
All right, day 2, 13.7 miles. That's right, the longest leg of this entire trip. And it was really interesting because it was largely on ridge lines. And there was one point to where we could see where we had been for the previous 5-ish miles. And it was really interesting to see kind of a record, basically, of where we had gone. And we actually were at a point at one point in time where we could actually see the Snoqualmie ski area. So we had a really great view of kind of just great open ridge line, a lot of rocks, boulders, talus. I think talus means like scree. I mean like rocks that you could almost slip on and fall and die. But we all lived. Then after we did that portion of the walk/hike, we went over into another ridge line, and there was this lake that was just really spectacular. I can't remember the name of it,
Joe?
Paul.
Was it Joe?
That really spectacular one. Yeah, Lake Spectacle. We're feeling real good going into tomorrow, which will be what was it? 7.9, 8 mile.
8.9, yeah.
I think 7. Yeah, so 8-ish mile tomorrow. It'll be a little bit more elevation gain, but we've had great weather, and still nobody's fought. We're getting on each other's nerves a little bit, but you know that happens, right? What do you guys have, Dad?
yesterday I think we came down that ridge right there, down and up and around onto that burn patch and all the way down. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Yeah, because I see that that granite outcropping about midway down where we got a view of the Three Queens. Right in the middle section there. Recording.
All right, recording around, huh?
Yep. You want to lead us off, Scotty?
Oh man.
Sure.
Catherine.
So, as you recall from our last briefing, and I know you were paying attention, we had 8.9 miles planned for this leg today, and it ended up having the perfect storm of 3 coinciding events that are completely separate, happening at the same time, resulting in what would have resulted in complete disaster if it involved people of less caliber than these 3. So we had instructions / map / information that informed us that there would be a sign just before the turnoff, that there would be 3 tarns just before the turnoff, and
I have to edit that one.
that it would be exactly 8.9 miles. So here's the deal. We don't know what the hell a tarn is. So that really threw us off right there. The other thing is that sign was missing. And then the final reason why we missed the distance was because Jamie just paced us to where we arrived about an hour before kind of our normal expected pace. So Jamie was just trucking today. So we ended up missing our turnoff, but it was a blessing in disguise. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, we were in the zone.
Yep.
Jamie was on a mission, and we overshot. That's all.
By a mile and a half.
Yeah,
But I attribute our success to starting early because it gave us some options. Otherwise, I got
It was
nothing.
definitely a win. And nobody with their outside voice blamed anybody else. Like, no one said, why wasn't I freaking looking at the map? No one said to Paul, why weren't you freaking watching your distance?
I didn't
No
think it
one
was
said
right
to-
anyway. So I
Said to
don't know.
Jamie, why weren't you freaking watching your pace? Nobody said that. Ever. The whole time. But anyway, so it was a perfect day, sunny the whole day, just hardly any clouds. Every once in a while you'd see a puffy cloud walk by or fly by. And it was, again, like yesterday, just as we were going kind of, kind of side of a mountain. And again, we could see the entire trip we took, over the last few miles, looking across the valley we ended up coming to. And it's just so interesting being able to see where you came from miles away, with, again, a great view pretty much the entire day from the side of the mountain. So another win. We saw one huge lake, Waptus Lake. We're at Waptus Creek today.
River.
I'm sorry, Waptus River today.
It's a river.
Yep. So we
Cold one
We
too.
went 5 extra miles that brought us to the river so we could get water, so we could dip our feet in, wash our face.
Yep.
And we really ended up with a win by ending up here. Plus, this makes it so we can have a 12-egg breakfast tomorrow. But we'll talk about that in tomorrow's report.
Yeah.
And it makes our trip tomorrow, I think, just like 7.1 miles to go to Deep Lake, which will get us there early, have time to fish, probably catch our dinner. So, again, we had another great day today.
Yeah, we did.
What
Yeah.
I miss?
I've got nothing, Scott. I think
Yeah,
you do a great
I
job.
mean,
You always do a great job.
yeah, great job. Yeah.
And we grew stuff.
Yeah.
Wilder hawks.
Yeah, mine
And,
keeps falling off though. Yeah.
Wilder hawks, wilder chops. That's what happens when you're out on the PCT.
There we go.
All right.
That's all I got, man.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
Love you.
Cheers.
Mean it. Bye. Today was pretty boring except for about 6 things. I'm going to give you 4 of them. And maybe we'll get some help with numbers 5 and 6. First of all, we had the most amazing breakfast that Paul cooked. It had 13 eggs in it and hash browns. And it really set us up for being in our happy place to start the day out. So it was really nice. As I'm sure you remember from last night, since we walked farther than we needed to yesterday, we had a nice short walk today, 7.1 miles, put us over 41 miles for the week, which means no turn back, or we would have to go farther. But we're at Deep Lake, which it's really not shallow at all. So we went, all 3 of us went swimming, took a bath, got a little cleaned up, got some exercise. And then the 4th thing, to balance out our incredible breakfast, we had a gourmet dinner caught by fish that Jamie grabbed out of the lake with his super wide motion technique that nobody else can do. With his fly rod, he got this huge cutthroat trout that we all had as a cool aperitif after our dinner, and he cooked that up with butter and All right, today was day 5. This week is just flying. So
Yes, it is.
we,
Sad.
we left Deep Lake about 9 o'clock this morning. We got up, we got moving. We immediately started going uphill, kind of coming out of the again canopy and it was across the other side of Deep Lake from where we came in. So one thing kind of cool, after we were, in our hike going uphill for about 2.5, 3 miles, we could actually look back and see Deep Lake, and we could see the exact spot we camped after being gone for 2.5, 3 hours. It was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
Then we got over that ridge and kind of starting going down the next ridge, and we saw Highest Lake from a distance, but pretty dramatic, green, long, large lake that kind of gave us some scenery as we descended down from the ridge into our next low area, which is got us down again to kind of canopy covers again. That 12 miles went relatively quick, I think. And then Deception Lakes, which is, I think, 2 or 3 lakes. We're right between 2 of them right now. Since it was such a nice day, Paul and Jamie did a little bit of rock climbing, rock diving, rock jumping into the lake while I was floating around on my air mattress.
Mr. Floaty.
Being Mr. Floaty. So really enjoyed, a nice cool off at the end of the day. And Jamie's been doing some fishing, and he taught me how to fly fish a little bit. I'll have it down by Hope Lake. I expect to bring in some of our dinner. But Jamie had some catch and release today during our downtime after dinner. And we are around 53 miles in, I think. Is it too late to turn back, Paul?
It's never too late. Never too late. Yeah.
So what are we doing tomorrow, fellas?
Yeah, up to
Where do you hope we go?
Hope Lake tomorrow. Hope Lake. Yeah, hopefully we'll make it to Hope Lake tomorrow.
That's going to be our final camp.
Yep. How many miles?
Was it 9-ish?
Not too bad, 9.5-ish. And
Yeah.
I think we have only a 1,500 feet of gain and loss, I think. And so it should be a relatively quick day. And then we'll reconvene and have our last night's wrap up at Hope Lake tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Dang it.
Dang it. Peace out.
I know. Peace out. So fellas, we just had our first up on day 6, and maybe Scott, you can tell us where we're at.
I'll tell you, Jamie. I've been watching my back the entire time, looking left and right, because this is Deception Pass. There's a reason it's called Deception. So we weren't letting anyone pull the wool over our eyes today, or the smart wool, or the polyester. Why we're weird like this?
I can tell you mine.
I don't want to hear it. Let's go.
No, I gotta tell you mine.
Okay.
I always wanted a green machine when I was growing up. Never got a green machine.
Oh, dude. Me too. No wonder you're damaged.
Well, I was damaged even further. You remember the Bionic Man?
Yeah.
Well, they came out with a Bionic Woman. You know what her name was?
Jamie. We're at our last camping spot, and again we've had great weather today. There's a little bit of high clouds tonight. We're not sure what's going to happen, but every single day during the day has been perfect. Jamie's been furthering my education with fly fishing, so fly fished a little bit more today at Hope Lake where we're at, and I got a nibble and I did exactly what he told me to do to hook that fish. So I was a little bit perplexed on what I could have done wrong, because I know I went by the book. So I thought I'd inspect the fly, and then I brought it over to Jamie because, I'm no expert here or nothing, but there was no hook on it. So Jamie informed me that it's a lot easier to catch a fish if it has a hook on it. So that's something I'm going to take to, next time I do this, I'll take that comment seriously. What else did you see today, Jamie?
Well, I think as Scott mentioned, we did a lot of we got to camp at a lot of lakes, so we got to do a lot of fly fishing. And today was kind of a momentous day for Paul, because Paul's been dragging around his fly rod for all the right reasons to wet a fly and catch some fish. And today, Paul caught a monster. It was
Huge.
It was
like a shark.
It was like a
freshwater shark.
It was this big, and so this big.
And that's no fish story.
That's not. It was a beautiful brook trout out of Hope Lake, and this lake seems to be filled with some brook trout. It's not a huge lake, so they're not going to get huge. They're competing for limited resources here, but I thought it was really cool. And I really apologize. I tie all my flies, and I have caught fish on that fly on this trip. For some reason, at the time that I gave it to Scott to take over, it didn't have a hook. And as Scott mentioned, you don't catch many fish that way. The trail itself today, this is our second to last day, and it's getting kind of that emotional moment where you realize it's almost over. But it was another beautiful section of the J section of the PCT. We had just amazing views. We also probably had, at least in my opinion, the toughest grind going uphill. I think we've been fortunate. This trail is actually really nice to be able to make good speed with. But today we had, what do we have, like 800 feet in half mile. So it was pretty steep. And on our sixth day, it kind of felt like jello legs when we got to camp, or at least for me. And that's pretty much all I have. But again, we're winding down, and it's been a lot of fun with these two characters.
These two characters. Yeah, I'm just trying to experience as many things as I possibly can in my life here, and this is, there's so many new things right here for me. I caught a fish today on a fly rod in an alpine lake in the middle of Washington, in the middle of nowhere. It's just that cool.
Yeah, it is that cool.
I just hiked a piece of the PCT, I caught a fish in an alpine lake. I'm just checking them off left and right, man. Just experiences. I think that's just the most amazing thing in the world we get to do is just experience new stuff constantly. So I'm glad and thankful you guys, brought me along.
Oh, yeah. So. Well, I think it's on our last day, we should contemplate a few things for tomorrow, and that's what's next. We get in. What's the next adventure? Because these bucket lists, we should only add to them. So that's all I got.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
As the sea